again, you're welcome to our farm. We're not going to waste too much time here. Like I said, this is an opportunity you may never have after this time because most of the private schools, they pay to be here. But you are not private school students, you are government students. And you're not afford the opportunity to have such excursions like this. So that is why we are actually taking our time to bring you in here and train you, show you these things for free. So you have to be at your best behavior. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. So when you go to each of the units, you are expected to remain quiet. We don't want anybody to talk so that your instructor can talk to you and tell you what you're seeing. Do you understand? So we don't want side talks here and there. So when you get to the unit, you remain quiet, you look carefully and listen carefully because an instructor will be in each of the units to talk to you, educate you, train you on how these animals are being reared and kept. So where we are is the fishery unit. We have our fish ponds here. We have both the concrete tank or pond and the earthen ponds. We have different types of ponds. Your instructor is going to tell you the different types, but what we have basically here is the concrete and the earthen ponds. So we're not going to take much time in each of the units. So after he has instructed and talked to you, then you'll be given about 5 to 10 minutes to ask questions. And when you're asking questions, everybody is supposed to be quiet so that when the question is being answered, others can learn from it. Is that understood?
Yes.
All right. So we're going to usher you into the fishery unit now, but you have to be really quiet. I don't want you to talk, so that we can coordinate this thing and you go back to your school. Is that understood?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. So you can come in now.
Mona no break this block there, move.
No, let all of them follow here, no problem.
To ask questions, so that's why you are here. What's the difference between earthen pond and concrete pond? I forget. I've been carrying himself. I just forget.
Just imagine you have your own fish pond. It is drum, you can start off from there. The small earthen pond, you can start off from there. In Nigeria, we have to like we are small, like the concrete pond, you have to change the water. When you discover that the water is bad, you have to change it. Because if the water is bad, it causes the water. And when you are feeding in concrete, the water will go out. This one to fertilize the pond when you build it. Okay? What do you use to fertilize the pond? I said, what do we use to fertilize the pond?
They've answered you now. Cow dung. They use cow dung, poultry droppings.
Yeah.
Just go ahead. Don't take too much time. The weather is not good.
So this now we do not
Mr. Desmond is going to take you on the intensive system. It will tell you what this place is all about. Then once you're done from here, Then Mr. Donald is going to take you on the greenhouse. If you turn around, you will see a dome-shaped tarpaulin or net there. That's the greenhouse, which is a semi-intensive system. So Mr. Desmond is going to take you on the intensive system, while Mr. Donald will take you on the semi-intensive system. Is that understood?
This is the Acatina marginata oven. Yeah, you would like to write it down. Acatina marginata oven.
The one
From the west. The snail from the west is the Acatina marginata oven. You can, in abbreviation, say AMO. And this is the Acatina marginata suturalis.
It's late in the evening, or it is night time. Do you understand? So that is when they come out to feed. So until in the evening, even if you were to put food now, you would not see any of them come out to feed until when it is getting late in the evening. That's when they come out to feed. So the snails also lay their eggs inside the soil. If you look at the pen, you will see a soil inside. That soil is called humus soil or topsoil. You can also call it loamy soil. I'm sure they've taught you the different types of soil. Yes, so this is a humus soil, a soil that has good aeration levels with optimum levels of moisture and dryness. So that is what it is. So the snails dig inside this soil to bury the eggs when they are laying. They don't lay on top of the soil. They dig the soil and bury the eggs and come out. So that is how they incubate their eggs. So we pick out the eggs, take them to a different pen we call incubator, and incubate the eggs by ourselves so that they can hatch better. Is that understood?
Yes.
All right, so this is what we call snail pens. Now the cover, you can cover it back gently. Now the cover, you will understand that there are two types of mesh that are used. You have the mosquito mesh and the wire mesh. Now the wire mesh is to keep away predators like lizards, cockroaches, reptiles. Are you hearing me? While the mosquito net is to keep away parasites like flies. Okay? There is one fly we call the green bottle fly. Do you know it? When you go to poo in the bush, before you even finish pooing, you see a green fly, big, running around your pool. Yes. We'll call it Alualdiella flaviconis. That's the scientific name. But you don't need to worry yourself about that, okay? Just know it is called the green bottle fly. So that is natural habitat for the snails. We've planted green vegetables. There are a lot of things inside you're going to see. So the snails remain inside this greenhouse. They reproduce in the greenhouse. He's going to tell you, Mr. Donald is going to tell you everything about the greenhouse, okay? But I want it to be more organized. So you guys will wait, and I'll have to arrange it in a way that he will be at the middle. Some persons will be at the extreme, some will be here, so that when he's talking, both sides can hear. Because if he goes to the extreme end, those that are on this side will not be able to get the gist. Do you understand? And when you go inside, don't forget to remain quiet, because these are noiseless animals. They don't want you to make noise. Okay. All right. So 15 persons should just go inside. Just keep moving straight to the extreme. Just keep moving. 1, 2. Go straight. Hurry up. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Snail farming system. This is a sense that this one they cannot just control them 100%. You understand? But that others I can control them almost 100%. You look at the farm, the inside the farm, you see vegetation growing. And once in a while, the forest, the forest there, you see also grass is growing. And you look at those dead debris of woods all over. The reason is for them to have a very good condition. But as they live here, they move even freely. Their growth level is even more faster. Now, you look at this this is black net that we use to cover this top. The reason is to have to put this one to control the direct fall of rain. But if the rain just come inside fully like that, before you know, the whole place will be flooded. And these animals are cold-blooded animals, we agree. But even they are cold-blooded animals, too much of everything is always bad. So if the place of our flood, of course, it will affect the productivity of the slaves. In this place, they lay egg by themselves. We don't even hatch them, but the other place we have also have hatchery there. There they can hatch, and then we open it and bring the little ones out. Once you bring those little ones out, they call them snailless or hatchlings. You bring those little babies, and then you introduce them to these. This is a place where they enable them to be that food to be very fast because the whole place is really palatable and very nice for them to enjoy themselves. And that's why you see this. But some of you may ask a question, what about the dry season? Yes, of course, when you get to dry season, that is the purpose of these things you see. We call this storm sprinkler. Once we on the water there, the cork there, the water will flow, and immediately the water flows in, you see these things begin to turn, it will begin to turn and spring the water. But even if you open, some of them may not roll because the pressure currently is not enough to push them. But we are going to at least to show you something so you can have a glimpse of what we are talking about. It's all about greenhouse. You see, he told you that they feed on so many over 500 vegetable. Is that right? That is why you see, not all actually that are here that they take, but there are some they will take, there are some they don't take. Not all they take. So now look at the letter on the water. Now the water has started to be like cold, flooded animal. They cannot walk in a very dry place. Let me tell another reason of this what to let this is. If that pen, look at the pen, the soil is moist. Is that clear? Is that right? The soil is moist because it's a cold-blooded animal. That water, the moist level that will not enable them to dry very well. In the forest, once in the wild, if you are familiar, because me, I've been born in Bayelsa, born and brought up from Bayelsa. When you get to the bush, the forest, when we get to the apex of the dry season, see that the snail cannot use one white tissue to cover up, seal up his mouth. He tried everything because they are very sensitive to nature. This animal to see. Thank you and God bless you. If you have any question, quickly ask now and get to the next segment. Then another thing I have to tell you, the feeding pattern. Yeah, this one, the feeding pattern is different from the pen. If you look at your right, you see there are some platforms. Very unfortunately, we have not been able to put them properly. There you see plants. You use the plant to do the platform. So you just go and then drop the food there. In the evening, they will come. But he told you that snails are what? Nocturnal. And nocturnal animals are what? The animals that are active in the night. So in the night, it is then you see the beauty. This place will appear as if nothing is here. But in the night when they come they will come here in thousands and millions. They just
Gratitude unit now, and Mr. Valentine is going to speak to you about the rabbit session. So after talking to you outside, we are going to move you inside for you to walk around the rabbitry and just see the different species, breeds of rabbits that we have. Is that clear?
Yes.
All right. So you were talking while in the greenhouse. I don't want that to repeat itself here. The four of you there. If I catch any of you talking again, I'll deal with you. This is not your school. You understand? All right. So you be attentive and listen to what your instructor has to say to you about the rabbit. Valentine. All right. So this is Mr. Valentine. He's also an animal scientist, a master's degree holder in ruminant animal production. So he's going to address you and talk to you for the next 10 minutes about rabbit production. All right.
Good afternoon, everybody. Please, my name is Valentine. This place where you are standing is rabbitry. And like I was saying while we were in the other unit, anything we are doing here, you have to be serious about it. Because it might seem like a joke, but many of you might begin to indicate interest in agriculture from today. So whatever we are doing here is real and is going to take you to somewhere. If you have not been serious with agriculture, please do. So as we are about to go in here, I want you to, if you have not been writing or listening, pay very good attention to whatever we're going to say in this unit. I'm going to teach you some things about rabbits, and I will also expose you to some economic benefits when you go into rabbit production, things that you stand to gain. So can we come in now? So when you see rabbits, you see them as male and what? Female. As male and what? Unlike what you saw in the pen or greenhouse, where you were told that the snails are what? Are what? Hermaphrodite. Good. That they have male, both male and female. But here you have separate sex. The male, we call the male what? Buck. We call the male, a male rabbit is called a buck. B-U-C-K. B-U-C-K is a buck. Then the female, you call it what? Somebody say yes, thank God you know. Then the offspring, we call them bunnies. B-U-N-N-I-E-S, or you say a bunny. B-U-N-N-Y. Then when you go in here, you see that we have the males separate and the females what? Separate. Why we are doing this is because you don't keep the male and females together. You only take the female. You listen carefully. You take the female to the male when you want them to do what? To reproduce. And you cannot just take them immediately they have been weaned to reproduce until they have attained the reproductive age. Once they get up to 5-6 months up, you can cross the male and the. We have not weaned these ones. We have not weaned them. We are winning. What I mean by winning, W-E-A-N-I-N-G. Winning means separating the mother from the. Yes, keeping them separate. But before we can do that, we must make sure that they have stayed with the mother at least 2 to 4 weeks. 2 to 4 weeks. Some we can still extend to 6 weeks depending on the situation. But after that time, we keep them apart from the mothers. And while separating them from the mothers, we don't just separate them. There is a process of how you can do that. You do a gradual separation until you now separate them apart. And when you keep them apart, you also separate the males from the females. You separate the males from the females so that you can stop what we call what? Inbreeding. Of course, you know that normally animals that are related are not supposed to mate. Am I right? Like when you see brother and sister, they are not supposed to mate. The same thing with what? Animals. So you separate the males from the females and keep them apart. And in here we have animals of different breeds. Just like human beings, there is difference between species and breed. We are all human beings. But when it comes to say for you to say animals of different breeds, we are all human beings, but we are not the same. We have white man, we have black man. The same thing applies to animals. They are all rabbits, which is the what? Species. And the scientific name for rabbit is called Ornitholagus cornicolus. Ornitholagus cornicolus. Ornitholagus cornicolus. So inside this name rabbit, you have different breeds. We have the New Zealand white. We have the New Zealand white. We have the Dutch breed. We have the Highland Mass. We have California white. We have Flemish giant, although we don't have Flemish giant here. We have a lot of breeds of rabbits. But when you go in here, we have the chinchilla. When you go in here, you should inside a particular breed, we have different lines, which I don't want to bother you. You understand me? Do you understand me? So the bosses we are going to see inside, we call them the feeding boss or the nest boss. Because when the animals want to kindle, the act of giving birth in rabbit is called kindling. I said what? Kindling. Kindli. Yes, kindling. Yeah. You see the rabbit always entering this box, entering inside to give birth. Once the time is due, the rabbit will give birth inside this. And another record we always try to keep is what we call the litter number. Litter. Litter is the number of animal that the animal has given birth. Say what? Like I can ask you, what is the litter number? When we go inside there, once you see each of the cages, I'll ask you what is the litter number. You count the number of the offspring, the number of the offspring giving birth, that the rabbit has given birth to at a particular time. That's the litter number. So that record will also help you when you want to sell your rabbit. You can confidently be telling the person you are selling it to, this one used to give birth to, used to give birth to what? 8, 7, 5. But the minimum number we normally expect here is 5. But they can give birth to more. Then another economic benefit, let me enter the economic benefit, because we might be carried away. Once we get inside here, and some people will be excited to start looking at the rabbit. You look at the two aspects. Rabbit, what do they eat? They feed on what? They feed on grasses. Generally what? Roughages. Once you harvest these grasses within our environment, there is one we call guinea grass and other grasses around. That's what we feed them with. But at some point, just like my brother asked, inside the pen there, we give them what? Concentrate feed. Concentrate feed is that one that looks like fowl feed. So in a week, you can decide to give them like 2 times. Do you understand me? And so after that,
Okay. Keep on moving. Hello.
look at this. See this gelatin. Yes, that was why I was saying something about the economic. This value all these things. Production of pesticide and also for fertilizer. The nitrogen in rabbit urine is too, the concentration is too low. So the major suppliers are buying it from us. Yes, 1 liter is 1,000. It's because of the pressure that we have. Once you, like this ones now, people have paid for them. These young ones, they don't allow us to extend. Once we have the young ones, people are coming to pay. So we are even making arrangements to get more females that will help us to multiply. Yeah, these other side.
because we don't have animals here. We just want you to walk through and see the cages. In this company, we have both male and female instructors. We have a few females, more of males. So, lady is going to talk to you this time. She is also an animal scientist. She just graduated from the university this year. So, she is very fresh. She's going to address you and talk to you about what you're seeing. So, this is the poultry. We have the battery cages and the deep litter system. So, she's going to talk to you briefly about it. Then, when you are asked to come inside, you will move like this and pass through the middle and come back like this and stay back where you are. Is that clear? Okay, so first she's going to address you, then we'll ask you to come inside, then you walk through the cages and you come back. Then we'll take you to the broiler side where we have birds. Is that clear? All right. This is Esther. She's gonna talk to you about poultry production. Over to you, Esther.
Good afternoon, students. Good afternoon. Okay. You're all welcome to the poultry unit of this farm. So, the poultry is like the most popular aspect of animal agriculture. So, poultry basically they deal with birds for two purposes. It's either you are raising birds for egg production or you are raising them for their meat consumption. So the birds we raise for meat consumption, we normally call them the broilers. Then we have the layer. We have the battery. With the big litter system, we don't have big cages. We just have half one, then the rest part. You shave it at your belly on the floor. While in the basket cage system, we have what we call basket cage. With the basket cage system, we have the feeding trough, which they are feeding for them. Then we have what we call the drinker. The basket cage is made in a way where the water will flow automatically. You just press and water will come out. While in the deep litter system, we use what we have as the cone drinker. It looks like a bell. Yes. So for the laying birds, they are kept in the battery cage. While they also have the deep litter for still the laying birds. In the deep litter system, when you have the laying birds, they have some beddings at the edge all over, made with plenty of sawdust or wood shaving. So these birds they automatically know that when they want to play, that place is soft. They will go there, play. So you, the farmer, you go in, you just put the eggs around. But in the basket cage system, the basket cage is built in a way where when they lay, the egg will go down. When you come in, if they lay inside the cage, the egg will go down and come out roughly. So what the farmer does is just feed it. And we also have for their feet, we have three medical like different feet. At the beginning part, they start with the starter's mash or the starter's crumble, depending on the time. So when the birds come in, that first 4 weeks of their life is very critical. They go through what we call brooding. The the brooding is a period where we supply heat to them because at that stage they cannot regulate their body temperature. Too much cold can affect them and too much heat can also affect them. So that period we regulate the heat supply to them, and also when you are wearing beds, make sure there is ventilation for them because some people dey put beds in house where we have full wall. So we have this wire cap so breeze can go in and come out freely. Do you understand? Yes. Okay. Then for the broilers, after the brooding, normally for 4 weeks, so depending on the environment where you are and the temperature, you can run 3 weeks. That's the time you go giving them like the light of a charcoal, you put in the center. If they are cold, you see them gathering around the charcoal. If the heat is too much in the brooding pen, they will move away from the heat supply and go to the egg. How do you know the temperature in the brooding pen is okay? You see the birds, they are moving around everywhere, scattered. They are not clustered in one place. Why they normally cluster when they are
Even though the one on the normal
particularly plenty birds just gather in one environment so they can warm themselves. Heat supply is not for them. Giving them clean water is also very important. They need have water all the time, and there are different stages they will get to where they need different things. Like that, as humans too, we fall sick from time to time. These birds also fall sick. So the best method is actually to prevent.
It's an opportunity for you. So this is what it looks like. All right. So once again, you're welcome, and we are happy that you honored our invitation. And we still have. We're not done with you. Today you are in our farm. The next time we'll be in your school. We have a plan to visit your school and give you some rabbits and give you a more detailed training on how to raise rabbits. So, but that is the next phase of our project. Like I said, we are doing a humanitarian service here. Nobody's paying us for this. So this is on us. But we have a planned project coming up. Then we don't want to let the cat out of the door. Probably when the time comes, you will see us again, and it will be for good. But the advice we have for you is take these things seriously that you have been taught today. The things you have seen and have learned, take them seriously. Don't throw them to the dustbin. The schools that have come here, they pay no less than 100,000 to bring their students here to come and see. I didn't have the opportunity to go to a private school, so I don't have the opportunity of saying things like this. So now that I have a facility of my own, the opportunity I don't have, I'm more than happy to give it to you people. So that is why you were invited to come here, take these lectures and see these things. So it's not like this is a sponsored program. No, we are only doing it as part of our social responsibility. I will be very happy tomorrow if we find out that one of you or two of you are animal scientists and you were motivated by this excursion. That will be a great achievement to this company, Kestaimos Consultancy Services Limited. So that is the main objective, for you to have the ideal or to have the orientation of agriculture, how lucrative it is as a business, and how you can become self-employed after graduating from the university. You don't need to start clamoring for jobs like many other graduates do in other professions, but you can also become an employer of labor. So that is why we have brought this opportunity your way. So we hope that You have learned very well, and will go ahead to use this knowledge wisely and to develop yourself and your families. So this is the main reason why we have invited you to our farm here, the Kester Amos Consultancy Services Limited, and also the Kester Amos Farm. So thank you very much for honoring our invitation once again, and we hope to see you in good time, some other time when we come to your school. All right, so thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so we would like to have
So, on behalf of our principal and other staffs, and on behalf of this wonderful students, we want to thank you. We have nothing to give to you in exchange of what we have learned today. Though I'm an agriculturist, but I have learned also in this practical experience. Just want to say thank you. God give you more grace.
Amen.
All that you have put in this business. Yes.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you very much. So what do you say to him?
Thank you, sir.
And to the other staffs?
Thank you, sir.
All right, so let's have a